Washington, a name that invokes ideas of revolution, leadership, and the birth of a nation. But what led to that? Who was he? What other things did he do? And why was he our best president?
George Washington was born on February 22nd in 1732 in the colony of Virginia, and was the eldest of his siblings. During his younger years, he worked as a land surveyor and later inherited Mount Vernon, which was his family's plantation. However, he was just not an ordinary planter, and would go on to change our country's future.
Washington's early military career began during the French and Indian War, where he gained necessary experience that would prove to be invaluable in the following years.
In the 1770s, after many unfair practices and acts made by the British government, the 13 American colonies decided to declare independence from the British Empire and named George Washington the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. They chose George because of his leadership and his vision of a united nation.
Washington would go on to have some troubles during the war, but after a while prevailed, and eventually, in 1783, the United States would become an independent nation.
After the war, he would step out of the spotlight for a few years, before he eventually got dragged back into it when he would become the first president of the United States of America in 1789. During his presidency, he would set several precedents that all presidents would follow from then on, some being only serving 2 terms, which was only broken by FDR, having a presidential cabinet, and having the president be addressed as Mr. President. Later on, during his farewell address, he warned against political parties and foreign alliances. Washington died in 1799 at the age of 67.
George Washington was not just a founding father, he was a symbol of unity and leadership. He laid the groundwork for the United States and the presidency, and that is why he remains a prominent figure in American history today.